with our Grand Design Transcend 151BH Wheel Estate Adventures just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Maybe you search this layout on YouTube, find out a little bit more about the inside, or you're renting it and we're sending this to you for reference. So we're going to go around the outside first. Up front, we have the battery as well as the propane. And we have our brackets on either side for our weight distribution hitch, which we would be covering at pickup. If you pick it up and if it's being delivered, you won't have to worry about it. First, our front storage. Usually in here, it's a good pass-through storage. You have the weight distribution bars, some odds and ends. This is where we usually keep the rug that we're on, some wooden blocks. Or you could toss a couple bags in there depending on where you're going. This camper will be keyless, so you will be provided with a door code. But you will not have to worry about the keys. Across the bottom, these just lift up and rotate once the door is closed. Lift it up for transit. This camper right now is pets only. You do have a little leash guard right here, or a leash tie down. We're gonna walk around the camper and go over the exterior a little bit. It is not uncommon for awnings to be disabled on rentals. First things that break, typically not covered by insurance. People leave it out, walk to the beach, come back. Could be raining, and a lot of times they are damaged. Here we have our potable drinking water. If you're going off grid and you're stopping at a truck stop, you're stopping somewhere where there's a hose and you want to fill it up, this would be your water source for showers, washing dishes and such inside. This is your potable water only. Going back to the camper, you have cable hookup, because sometimes camping isn't quite camping if you have cable. Outside plug, GFCI, which we do show where the reset is on the inside. If you want to set a table here, watch TV, have a deep fryer, whatever it may be. Sometimes people are cooking an awful lot when they're camping. The back has a stabilizer on each corner and just the jack in the front. So it does not have 4 stabilizers, just the jack in the front and one on each back corner. So you can see here we have a gas line coming back from the front. Quick connect with a valve that you turn. This valve allows the gas to turn on. So after you use your hose, quick connect is connected, you would turn on the valve. We do not provide a hose for that. You would just bring it from your grill if you wanted to set up shop outside, since there's not an outside kitchen. Going to the back, you have an 1.25 inch hitch at the bottom, typically for a bike rack. You have your other stabilizer in the back, and you have the handles. You can see those handles are probably only 8 inches or so off the concrete here in my driveway. You have the gray tank on the left side. That is for anything but sewage. So the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, and the shower. It's a 37-gallon tank. And over here you have my black tank. That's when you're hooked to sewage and you are going to empty out your black tank. The handles coincide with what it's called: black tank, gray tank. Gray handle, black handle. Oops. Back corner. Here you have your wheel chocks, wooden blocks, sewage, hoses, and connections if needed. This is a black tank flush. So after you would hook up your black tank and drain it all out, this is something that I usually do myself. You go to Pilot or the truck stop, whatever, they have a water source. You hook up a hose, turn it on, it fills up the black tank with clean water. you pull the plug so it can be rinsed out. Hot water tank in there. Typically you would not need in there for anything. All right, we have our electrical cord, water supply line, a filter, weight distribution hitch, handful of tools, typical plug, GFCI, satellite, cable, solar prep disconnect you don't have to worry about. This here is your battery disconnect. So it has off and on. Currently it's off. Push it in and rotate it, and now it's on. That allows the power from the battery up front or the power from your source to go into the camper. If it's off, nothing will work inside. No lights, nothing. Down here, this is where you hook your hose from your pedestal, wherever you have water hookups. You can feed it right up through the bottom, twist it right in here. It's plastic, so be sure not to cross thread it. This last switch here is your water source, city water or fresh fill water. If you're using your tank and you filled up your potable tank, you would have it on that selection. If you're using city water hooked here from a water source, you would be having it down. You can see there is a little light in there. There's a flashlight and things that we keep inside, which we'll be covering. Just a quick walkthrough. We walk back around. It's about 19 foot 8 inches overall. About 3,550 pounds, easily towed with a SUV, smaller truck. And the windows and the stickers get about 834 pounds of cargo. And it does tell you if you fill up the tank with water, you'll be using about 400 pounds of that. Just to do an add-on, you do want to make sure that if you're setting this up yourself, that you have it as level as possible. This allows the water to flow in the drains. Whenever you turn the water on in the shower, you want it to go towards the drain automatically. So just keep that in mind. This rug stays with the camper. It's a must, as 95% of our destinations have sandy, it's all sand outside. So we're going to come into our panel, turn our lights on, take a minute to go over this panel. Exterior light, which is your LED strip outside, ceiling light here. You have heating your water with electric, heating your water with propane, and a water pump if you're off grid. If you're off grid, you do not have water pressure without a pump. Typically, you can use your electric. If you're hooked to a grid electric source to heat up your hot water tank. Up top, you have your gauges. You can see batteries full, freshwater gauge, black tank, gray tank, and JBL sound. You can pair this with Bluetooth with your phone. This particular one's not paired. I'm not sure if it actually has been used. This is a 2025. We're going to go right around the room. Up top, you have plates, bowls, stuff to eat. And you can have a lot of spare stuff. Paper towels, rags, knives, cutting boards. Little nightlight fan. Fridge. You can see the GFCI plug. Countertops. 2-burner. And your sink. You're going to flip that up. Whenever the gas up front is turned on and you want to light, just grab the handle, push it in, and you can hear the clicking, and then you would turn it to the left. And you can see the little puff. There you go. The gas is off, but there's probably a little in the line. Same thing with the rear. This camper just came back from a week at Eddystone State Park. Just got it cleaned up. Down here we have our Furrion fridge. Adjustments are right here for however you like it. Here you have some pots and pans, some soap to cook with. These are your silverware and odds and ends. Down here you shouldn't have to mess with. This is a fuse box for all the fuses for the functions of the camper. Going into the bathroom. As we walk into the bathroom, you have your thermostat. Pretty basic, self-explanatory. USB plug. Lights. Basic supplies are kept in here. This is going to be your GFCI reset for the camper. So if any of the outlets are tripped, that's where you will reset it. Shower, open up the vent. Let's give it a turn. Pop it open. Oh, sorry. Exhaust fan. Definitely handy. It's a small bathroom. If you get a hot shower, it fogs up quickly. Gets all the exhaust out of here. We have 2 bunks. These lights on the wall are not on because you can see in the middle they're a little push, so you can push, turn them on. Carbon monoxide detector. Beneath here we have some more towels, dish towels, rags. This is a rechargeable sweeper, paper towels, toilet paper. Underneath here, take off the bungee, and you do have a table that slides out if you'd like to put it out. This is just some additional storage underneath, but you can't take this table out and set it up. Up top, you have a Keurig and some K-cups, some extra storage. There is a regular coffee pot up there as well, if you prefer loose coffee. And by the bed, you're going to have another plug, GFCI and iPhone. Same on this end, right below the TV. Up top here, you have some extra bedding, pillows, shower, regular blankets, garbage cans, or garbage bags, I mean, and extra storage, some extra towels. In here, you're going to have a nightlight, a couple travel directories, some odds and ends, a flashlight, the remote for the TV is going to be in here, rechargeable flashlight. Extra storage on the side, that's just bags for the little garbage cans. Here's a little garbage can, our advertisement sign that we put up. Sanitation, some wipes, and some extra bedding blankets. Fire extinguisher located right by the door. And you also have some additional jacks up here for a cable. Other than that, it's pretty basic. You do have your controls up here for your air conditioning. If you turn it on, right now we are running off the battery, so the air conditioner, the plugs inside the camper will need to be hooked to shore power or a generator to work. Same with the microwave and the TV, since it runs off a plug. The lights in the camper and the refrigerator can run off the battery for quite a while. But that's about it. If we go outside and turn that short disconnect switch off, it will turn off the power to everything inside. Basically a little kill switch. All right, 2025 Grand Design 151BH. In here we have a couple rugs that go down as well. But that's the ins and outs of her. Pretty basic. Great to tow and go. About 3,500 pounds, 20 feet over length. Subscribe to the channel. Call us to book. Find us on social media. We do delivery from Edisto to Buford. Or for this one that is tow and go, you could hook it up to your SUV, smaller truck, go wherever you'd like. Thanks for watching.